Malawi employed.
Hey yo, it's 5 rounds, 5 topics a season. Home of the most controversial opinions. Dropping each round on a Friday. If you're about the top trends, then it's our way. So make sure you subscribe. Believe it or not, the vibe is out here. Whereby the peeps can talk with no fear. Hey, what's the name of the podcast right here? What's happening? This the vibe right here. Pandies be the tribe right here. We about to go live right here. If you're talking about the rounds, then it's 5 right here. What's happening? This the vibe right here. Pandies be the tribe right here. We about to go live right here. If you're talking about the rounds, then it's 5 right here. Hey, yo, hit the like button. You know I'll be checking. Whoo-wee. Okay. What's happening, good people? Welcome to 5 Rounds. It's your boy, One Tally. I've got Mr. OV2Nice.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
And of course, I've got Mr. Patrick. Ovi's just frozen right now. What's going on? I've got Mr. Patrick returning.
Who's this guy? Man, this is too much. No, we can't believe it. For months I come back and people still have bad internet. Nah, this is too much. You have to
do me a favor, please. Get out of here,
man. No.
Get
this is too
out
much.
of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
You have to move the times. You've got a new intro, but you're still coming with cameras as if. Look at this camera, man. Look at the difference in quality here. What are you doing over there? 24. You looking like you're using a Nokia.
Is it not looking good? I don't know what has happened there now. It was okay.
No, man. It looks like, I'm telling you, it doesn't look. It looks like one of those old videos, or one of those things. You know, when there's an issue or like there's something happened. Those security cameras. You know, this
really.
Can't see shit.
All right.
Okay, wait. Let me go out. Let me go out and come back in.
You can't continue allowing this. It's
welcome.
No, let me go out and come back in. I think. Let me just go out and come back in.
OV2Nice does what OV2Nice wants. You should have seen how he came in last week. His video was the other way.
Slanted to the side.
We have to move with times, man. Look at your camera. I think last time you were having issues with camera. You look like you fixed your camera, and this man is still moving, man. That's not even. Is that 480 or that's below 480?
Do you have like those ring lights? Because lighting could be a big factor as well.
Lighting is a big factor.
So come on, that doesn't look like light. Looks like too much light and poor camera.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely.
You don't want to be safe. Don't save him.
Nah, man, it's too much. The intro is good. It's cold. It's lit, and then the camera comes on after that HD intro. Somebody goes to 480 MPs. No.
You get it?
Well,
if you don't get it, forget about it.
Poor guy.
God, man, honestly. Anyway, Mr. Bushido Brown, welcome. He is aka Mr. Fact Checker as of last week. What's going on? For those that know, you're hearing the voice of Bushido Brown. But guys, if you like vibes, culture, laughter, a little bit of drama, then you're on the right show. It's 5 Rounds Podcast. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the video, guys. And give us some feedback. Put the comments in there. Today, we are doing the roundup. It's the 3rd roundup we're doing, yeah. So what is the roundup? It's in the word. We round up all the topics. So everything that's happened, the Shannon Sharps, the Super Bowl.
Are you really talking? Okay, go ahead.
All these controversial things, we're going to talk about them today. So we're currently live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at the minute. So yeah, just if you are on any of those platforms, give us a wave. Tell us what's going on. Tell us what you're doing. In the comments, I've got Mr. Gunjan who says one tally and what's fresh. Yeah, what's going on, Mr. Gunjan? Let's get straight to it. I'm going to start we'll start on a low, finish on a high, isn't it? That's what we're going to do. So, Mr. James Earl Jones, RIP James Earl Jones, a.k.a. Mufasa, a.k.a. Darth Vader, a.k.a. King, what's his name? Jafar, right? King.
Yeah, I think it was
Jaffe Joffa. Yeah, you know, coming to America. Like, for the people that were born in the 80s, 90s, you will have grown up to this guy. You know, let them wait. I'm talking to my son. You know what I mean? Like, you know, coming to America. So who is this guy? Basically, he's an actor, or was an actor. He did some iconic roles, like, you know, Darth Vader, the bad guy in Star Wars, the famous villain in Star Wars. Then you've got obviously Mufasa, you know, in Simba, in sorry, the Lion King, not Simba. You know, his famous line, "Everything that the light touches," as if you remember that.
How is that now? Is that better now?
That's better, yeah. That's better. Even though it looks like you have Ambi Shubaba on your face, but it's all good, man. It's all good.
Oh my gosh, this guy's eye! You should have seen his eyes when he came over. Is that okay? Is everything fine? Like, do you want us to say no? We can't say no. Yeah. So R.I.P. James Earl Jones, man. Good memories of this guy's performance. I mean, even when they did, I think the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, they still brought him back because he was that good of a villain in the original movie. So they brought back his voice, at least, because obviously he was a bit too old to do the stunts and all that. But they brought his voice back. You know, there was an actor playing as him, but then a guy doing his voice. This is how good and unique he was.
Who did he play in Star Wars?
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader,
his voice.
Yeah, guys, sorry, I'm not a Star Wars person. You know this. I've already established this. Like, I find
even if you're not a fan, you'd still know that it's everywhere.
I am your father.
I just know Darth Vader. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay. Yeah. Rest in peace, James Earl Jones, man. Let's get into it. Where should we start? Maybe let's start where everybody's been talking about, what everybody's been talking about recently, right? Let's talk about the Super Bowl halftime show.
Oh, right? I thought you were about to say Uncle.
No. Unc is coming next. We'll address Unc after this. Yeah, the halftime show. So it's been recently announced that Kendrick Lamar is going to be the headliner of the 2025 Super Bowl. What is the Super Bowl? I mean, it's the final of the American Football League, you know, and it's one of their biggest events. Like, it's one of the halftime show is one of the biggest events in America. So for someone to perform there, it's quite insane. Now, a lot of people have been going on about this because you know, there was a lot of fallback. So first of all, personally, I saw Nicki Minaj first. You know, a lot of posts about Nicki Minaj going off. You know, so here's one of the posts. You know what I'm saying? She's like, "Oh, denying a young black man what he rightfully put into this game for no other reason but ego. Your hatred for Birdman, Drake, Nicki got you punishing Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, the GOAT dollar. What's good? Eminem stood firm on having 50 Cent come out, a white man." You know, obviously she swore this. It's like, this is sad house things, but it's good for them. No loyalty. Well, then we'll keep sunning y'all. You know what I mean? And obviously Birdman. I like Birdman's tweet. I think I was telling Patrick the other day. Birdman's tweet was just like, "We'll prove them wrong on Gladys." You know what I mean? Like, he just literally tweets the way he talks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You probably put the
literal tweeting, man.
Yeah. So yeah, everyone was sort of, the fallout was obviously people were attributing this to Jay-Z because Jay-Z sits on the board. I mean, I think Rock Nation sort of took over the halftime show bids, you know, so they're the ones who decide who does the halftime shows. So a lot of people were going at him, you know, and you know, since they've taken over, you know, this was posted like, these are the people that have come on. You know, before that, you were getting the Taylor Swifts, the what, you know, the rock, the country music, the pop music, all these things. But now you've got Shakira, The Weeknd, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, and then Rihanna. Now Kendrick Lamar headlining. So a lot of hip hop acts, a lot of urban acts. But obviously, because it's in New Orleans, Lil Wayne's hometown, everyone thought Lil Wayne. So that's why Nicki Minaj, you know, was falling out on this. I want to ask you guys a question, right? Do you think Lil Wayne deserved to get a spot on the Super Bowl to headline the Super Bowl halftime show. Is Nicki Minaj right to say, this guy, it's his right to perform there because he's the biggest guy from there?
Yeah, I think so. That would have been fair.
Why?
Because it's Weezy F baby. Please say the baby.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah. Well, Kendrick Lamar, maybe if they have saved him for next year. Yeah, I know now he's the hottest. He's the hottest in the rap game right now, But that makes sense. But like I know, it's hard, but come on, we're not gonna get Weezy again, you know what I mean? At least you'd have given him a chance to give us one last time, you know what I mean? And it's happening in his hometown as well. Give us Weezy F baby for the last time, you know what I mean? That would have been, you know what I mean? Like that's what I just feel like. It would have been right. It would have been right and nice. We're gonna see Weezy for the last time doing something big, He's gonna have all the Mamili and all those kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Just to remind people that I used to be in this game. I think it would be nice. Like Kendrick, we're still gonna have Kendrick, you know what I mean? Kendrick is not as long as Weezy in the game. He's hot right now than Weezy. He's as hot as Weezy was back then, you know what I mean? But I think it would have been nice. It's a way when they gave us Dre and Snoop Dogg. That was a good one, Those guys, their time is really going to an end. It's not that they're gonna produce music and they can compete against the likes of Kendrick Lamar and all that at the moment, you know what I mean? They're gonna pull out music. The music is nice because we've got loyalty for them. I've got loyalty for Snoop Dogg all the way. But they gave us them, and that today that was like a send off us. Thank you for what you've given us. You know what I mean?
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. Quick question. Soul Surfer says, better question. Who would be? Better question would be who has the better catalog. Well, we'll get to that. Soul Surfer. This is from Instagram. Mr. Patrick. What are your Mr. Drake fan? What are your thoughts?
No one like us.
Do you know what makes me laugh? When fans, especially on Twitter, they try to argue with me and try thinking that I'm not a Kendrick fan. They don't know that the way I listen to Kendrick is too much. And they don't even know that before this battle. Remember what I said? Remember I told you those words he said that he's going to say, don't play with me before I turn you into a song. So he looks like he did what he said in that song. That he said, don't play with me, I'll turn you into a song. But look, I don't know. I'm confused. I don't even have a side on this. Because first of all, I am not really a fan of the Super Bowl. I hear about it, but I've never tuned. The only time
shame on you.
I know. The only time I got interested was when I heard that Jigga was trying to stop 50 or performing. Then I got into it saying, what's it all about? But I don't know, man. It's just, as I said privately to you, it's like I never knew how much Weezy was respected and loved. Like I know it's Weezy because even when we get to the catalog, I'm pretty sure it's not even a debate because the other guy.
Yeah, we can't debate about that. The
fight was too much. The fire for Weezy was too much. Trust me, this guy could drop a mixtape and it was worth an album. So for me,
man.
I get where people are coming from, but I think there's a lot of agendas in this story because the deeper the story goes, it looks like there was a rumor that it might be Weezy performing, and it was 100% that it's him. And then they say they knew this for a while because it was going to his home country, and they knew this way before this Super Bowl that it is going to be Weezy regardless. And then, if you can tell from the video that Weezy was speaking, it looks like that's somebody who was told before that, "Bri, might be you." 90%, isn't it? Looks like somebody who was promised something and it's been taken out. Because look, if he wasn't told anything, I think so in the background, or he doesn't look like he was just expecting it, I think he couldn't have made that speech. You saw the speech he made. It was a speech as if he knew before that it was going to be me, and then something last minute has happened and he's been thrown out. But as I told you that as much as people say, oh, it's the hate of Drake, people, Jay-Z hates Drake, quite funny because Jay-Z has been almost on every Drake album. I don't. So why is that hate? So if Jay-Z hates Drake that much, why do you keep going on his albums? And every time on his album, you're advising him that people are gonna snake him. So why do you do it? So I'm very confused with this stuff, man. But people keep bringing the agenda, saying it has to be Weezy. I get it. Maybe Jay-Z looked at it and say, would I have Weezy or just have the guy who's milking, not like us? But if you think about it, though, if you think about it, also. Some people were trying to disrespect Weezy, saying, what is he going to perform for us? My God, don't lie. If he brings his catalog, It's just going, even to go more than halftime. So I don't know, man. I'm confused. I'm split. I just want to know the truth at the end. That was this a Jay-Z agenda versus Drake? But Drake wrote songs for Beyonce and has been writing songs for Beyonce, and I don't get it. I am confused.
Yeah, but I would expect Jay-Z to back up Weezy. You know what I mean? And they've done a lot together.
How was the relationship? Does Jay-Z have it? Because everybody seems to say it's Nicki Minaj and Drake. But the funny thing is that Drake has worked with Jay-Z so much. The only one who yaps too much in Young Money about Jay-Z is Nicki. She's always yapped about him, saying I can rap him, I can do this. So I don't get it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but see, they have a good relationship. Weezy and Jay-Z had a really great relationship. You remember, like they did a couple of songs, guys, as well. You know.
Oh, maybe should we judge songs as relationship or business? I'm starting to think. You tell us as a musician, can people hate each other and just feature on your track as business? Like they don't really like you, because you don't have to be in the studio together. You know, these days you don't have to be in the studio with somebody. I don't know. I'm confused. All things confusing
here. So basically, yeah, you're right. You might not have to like each other, but in a position that Jay-Z is in, he's powerful enough to say no to a lot of things, you know, like he doesn't need people's money, basically, right? So I can understand where you're coming from. You know, I understand where you're coming from when you're saying that why would he feature on these other things? But I think what Nicki Minaj is saying, I don't think we should take it as that's what happened. Like Jay-Z just went, no, you know, let's not put Lil Wayne on there. You know, from what's coming out at the minute is it wasn't Jay-Z who pushed for Kendrick Lamar. You know, that's what's coming out, that there are people that actually pushed for him. You know, Jay-Z might have okayed it, but it's not like he sort of went, no, I want this guy over Lil Wayne. You know, if that makes sense. So, you know, from what's coming out, it seems like the guys in that board were in favor of doing of going with Kendrick Lamar. You know, that's what's coming out. And, you know, if you've noticed, Nicki Minaj has sort of gone quiet, you know, recently on this. So I wouldn't, because, you know, it's easy to just go, because when Nicki Minaj was saying it, I was like, this makes sense. Because if you go back in the past, when Jay-Z was head of Def Jam, the biggest artists on Def Jam were Jay-Z, LL Cool J, DMX, right? Once he became president of Def Jam, he made sure that LL Cool J's album, Todd Smith, flunked, right? He made sure that DMX was not getting promoted, on his albums or whatever it is. And he made sure that he became the focal artist of Def Jam. I mean, LL Cool J doesn't hide this. It doesn't hide the fact that, you know, this guy. So there's always been a competitive feud, if I can say that. You know, so there's always been so Jay-Z has this trait. Even Nas said it. He said, every time I release an album, Jay-Z could releases another one, you know, or whatever it is. You know, he's sort of like, if he puts an album out today, Jay-Z wants to release it the same day that Nas released it or something like that. So it's very
Jay-Z is the gatekeeper. He holds like the blocks people, because that's not being competitive. That's being a hater. You just described the hater and said anyway, because that's not, look, as much as I start seeing Jay-Z, I'm starting to see him as a hater. He blocks a lot of things. You remember Little Mama? Little Mama said, yes, I messed up. I messed up as a young kid, went on that stage. But the story behind that Little Mama thing, I think of it, you've heard about it. The way, how far he went to make sure she gets shelved, it was bad. And he didn't need it, you know? Like he could have, she apologized, but apparently he made sure that she doesn't go anywhere else. And you saw, nobody remembers it. What's that?
Yeah, no, it's Mr. Ovi trying to put votes on the chat, I bet.
Yeah, but you see what I mean? Like, it's like how far he went, even when they talk about her, because she says she was young, she was stupid. She says she apologizes, but she says after that, my life was a living hell as a young girl who looked up to him. Things he did to make sure that I'm done. Like, that was bad. That's what I'm saying. He seems to be like a hater. Like, he owns all the pie, and there's too much pie to eat, but he owns all the pie for himself. So I don't know, man.
He's a player hater, man. He's a player hater, man.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Go ahead.
So okay. Back now to this question about catalog, right? So obviously, Soul Surfer has asked. So I can only put a poll on YouTube. I put a poll on there to say who has the better catalog, right? Who do you guys think has the better catalog and why? You know, because that's the first question. Then who has the most accolades as well? You know, these are the two questions you got to ask, because you can't just go who's got the better catalog, who has the most accolades, because we could sit here and go oh yeah, this person's music sounds better. In your opinion, who do you think has the better catalog, Lil Wayne or Kendrick Lamar?
Oh, that's
so Mr. Bushido Brown. I keep forgetting you. I'm so sorry, man.
No, it's all right. It's all right. I was just checking some of these facts. Yeah.
The fact checker. Okay, what have you found?
No, I'm just joking. So, like catalog wise, that's one of those like weird questions because one has basically a longer catalog than the other.
Yeah.
But it depends on the quality because like people would say Lil Wayne because he's been like good to great for a long time, but then Kendrick has been around for a shorter time, but he's been like pretty much great for a shorter time. So what would you like use as a measuring stick? Do you want that like shorter span with really high quality, or the slightly longer one with it has high peaks and extremely high peaks, but one has always just been at the highest peak since release? In my opinion, better catalog, I would just go to Lil Wayne because he's transcended different genres. His sound has been used. It's even influenced a lot of other, like more modern, like rap and stuff like that. A lot of younger artists have said like, oh yeah, Lil Wayne is one of like it wouldn't be like sometimes he's the like number one pick, but he's like the pocket pick for a lot of people. Like that's how much influence he does have.
We put it easy, man. We just has done rock, has done fucking dancehall, has done hip hop, has done, and it still sounded great, guys. You know what I mean? His catalog, Weezy's catalog can accommodate everyone. I think everyone in any. I'm not down putting Kendrick lights, but like he has mixtapes and albums in different, from rock to rap to dance or to this, you know what I mean? He played it all around. He played around every kind of genre, and you know what I mean. Worked out.
Wait a minute. You said dancehall. Lil Wayne is in a dancehall song.
I never saw that coming.
Me neither.
Guys, like we're talking about. Guys, I'm not saying typical dance, but I'm saying, you know, mentors that are kind of dancehall-ish, you know what I mean? And you play around with them like freestyles and stuff like that, you know?
Okay.
You know, not release, but and they'll still sound nice. He rapped in rock kind of music, guys, and it sounded great.
Love you too.
Okay.
You know, there was a time I'm sure everyone, guys, liked Weezy, and you listened to certain shit. It's like, when did he ever rap it in this song? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, and that's the truth.
It was too much fire. And you know, I love Kendrick, and I love Kendrick's albums. I have all of them. And I listen to most of the music from Good Kid, Mad City, and they keep on going on repeat. And some of them were even my ringtones, to be honest. Especially, is it Black Boy Fly? Yeah, that was one of the songs I like. But the thing is, you can't. Weezy's too much, man. There was a point in time this guy would just throw bars, freestyles. You'd find them like somebody would be like, "There's a
yes."
Things they're just too much.
They were not even in an album. They were not even in an album or an EP or anything like that. But he was somewhere and he just said, "Yeah, I'm gonna rap onto this beat for 1 minute, one minute, 2 minutes." You know what I mean? And it sounded great. You could take that and put it in an album and turn it into a song. You know what I mean? I know today, you know, the rap game has changed. You know, you look back at certain stuff, you're like, dude, what the fuck were you talking about here? You know what I mean? It sounded cool then, you know what I mean? But
it is still cool. Well, if you talk about quality Weezy, it's still cool. Because if you play that song, if you play kind of 3 songs, oh my god.
Yes, yeah, like the whole album.
Fly out, man.
And then there was mixtapes, guys, where mixtapes, every song will be nice, you know, all them no ceilings, all them kind of mixtapes, guys. Those are pure fucking no ceilings, man. If you've heard no ceilings, I used to listen to that, man. You know?
So
he featured in everybody's he used to be in everybody's album at a point in time, one time, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, man.
Weezy was there.
Everyone when they're putting out an album, they'll have the song where they'll feature Weezy. It'll be R&B, it'll be hip hop, rap, whatsoever, man.
I think, okay, personally, I think Lil Wayne has a huge catalog, right? But does he have a vast catalog? I don't know. Has he spoken about it? Because I think music is art, right? For me, music is art. It's a form of expression. Most of the music that I've liked about, of Lil Wayne, I've always been about him flaunting this lifestyle he has and him liking women. Yeah, those are the two things that have, for me, have transcended a lot. It's very rare that I've heard him talk about struggle, in a, not in a sense that, I grew up and had corned beef or whatever it is, and I shot myself in the, I shot myself in my pants, not that sort of stuff. Like, he's from New Orleans. Like, there are people daily going through stuff, and there's only one song he's made about the struggle in New Orleans, right? Only one, right? But then if you look at now Kendrick Lamar's approach, you've got several types of songs, from how he was abused to the neighborhood growing up around gangs and not being part of a gang, and just purely about art and whatever it is. I don't want to sound like I'm favoring. I think these are two amazing artists. One thing I don't like about this discussion is everybody's going mad about another Black person getting an opportunity to go to a big show. Right. That's the one thing that I don't like about this whole thing. Right. Because if we're all about uplifting each other, right, why are people getting mad that it's not their favorite Black person? Right. This is the part I don't get, because already the people get limited advantages. Right. So having Kendrick Lamar, Lil Wayne, whoever it is on there, Dr. Dre, and all these things, it makes me proud, because it's one of the biggest shows in America. And those guys are the headliners for it. Yeah, in the background you can go, yeah, but I think this was a business decision, favoritism, whatnot. But you shouldn't. That's why when I looked at Nicki Minaj at first, I was like, first of all, I looked at it based on the Kendrick Drake beef. I was like, haha, because I didn't know a lot then. I was like, I don't care, cry more, because your guy lost the beef. So this is just, like, literally, even when you saw the comments of the introduction video, they're like, yo, Kendrick is a villain, man. This guy knew. So RB says, look, Nicki's point was that if Lil Wayne performed, it would have been a fact that Young Money would have been on that stage, which goes against Rock Nation's benefit because of the Megan Thee Stallion beef alone. So you're saying that if Jay-Z okayed this, she wouldn't be okay. Jay-Z wouldn't be okay with it because Megan has beef with Nicki. I don't know about that one. I don't know if that would be a decision for it. I think it's more what you said about Young Money. Now we're gonna go. There's something I watched before I came on.
You can imagine. I say, oh, them flip-flop yours up there, just.
There's something I watched that Jay-Z said when he tried to sign Lil Wayne. He spoke to Birdman, right? He told him directly, whether that's true or not. He told him directly, and Birdman's response was literally using the law. He was like, "Oh, you're trying to tap up my artists," So he sent them, I think it was cease and desist letters or something, to say, "Look, you guys are tapping up my artists. Leave them alone." Right? So I think on both sides there are issues. These guys are competitors. They will rub each other up the wrong way. So if Jay-Z is thinking, I might put money in the pockets of Cash Money, why would you want to do that? Yeah, on one side, this is probably what he would think, right? I'm putting money in the pockets of these guys or giving them the shine. It's about Rock Nation. If they want to do it, they can bring their label into it. Maybe that was his approach. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? But you also have to sort of look at it from your own standpoint. I don't want to just take a side because Nicki Minaj said so. Basically, that's the way I looked at it. So RB says, not everyone has a struggle in life to make music. The Super Bowl is a celebration, not a cry session. Why does it matter who makes music about struggling? The question was, who's got a better catalog? That was the question. So we moved on from the who should have been picked, but then it's who's got a better catalog, right? So for me, when I look at a catalog of music, RB, I look at those things. Like, what have you got to give me? Because music, music is meant to be for many moods, many times, many weathers, many everything, because music is life. I mean, for me, music is life. So
but on that point also, she's kind of right, man, because like, look at Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. They never went out there and singing about the struggle anyway.
Dre did in the early years, isn't it?
Snoop Dogg in the early Snoop in the early years spoke about his affiliation to the Crips, right?
Yes,
and
you know what I mean.
Then he started speaking about how he was being targeted in the industry as an artist who was portraying gangster rap. You know, he spoke about that. Then he went on and said, you know what? All my friends are talking about death. I'm also talking about death in my neighborhood. I'm talking about what's going on in my neighborhood, and people are dying. So he decided to change that. He said, you know what? I don't want to talk about things like this anymore. I want to be a bit more positive. That's when you saw the sensual seductions, the drop it like it's hot, and those things. So for me, I feel like Snoop has a brilliant catalog, because that's a good example.
Of course.
It's a very good catalog because he's done different things. You've heard that, what's that song he did?
Snoop Lion.
David Guetta, Snoop Lion, all those things.
That just flashes. You don't want to.
I mean,
I'm feeling that shit, man.
Lil Wayne has gone across a lot of genres, but his message.
Country music. He's done country.
Yeah, but thing is, Nicki Minaj. I can understand why Nicki Minaj is pissed off. I mean, this is the guy who made you, like, gave you a career and made you, and also,
of course,
he's a guy who. And her point was right that people started changing how they look because of Lil Wayne. The guy had like braids and all these things, so you gotta give him his flowers for that. Now guys have locks and tattoos on their faces. The Lil Yachty's of today, the whoever.
Before dreadlocks were not for rappers; they were only for Rastaman.
Exactly. So Lil Wayne, give him his flowers, and he was disappointed as well. I think I have the clip here. Mr. Patrick sent me the clip. He was. And that clip is sad to see. I'm not gonna lie. But the guy was disappointed. He thought he was just gonna get it in the bag. But funny thing is, in an interview before, he said that I don't want to give him an excuse not to pick me, So what he tried to say is, I want to make sure that I'm in the pole position to be picked. You know what I mean? Before the fact that it's being done in New Orleans. For me, that meant that he had to have music out, because it looks like they went for somebody who's got music out and is popping right now in terms of hip hop, right? Like right now, basically. So yeah, I'm just getting this video is processing right now. I just want to see the votes. So the votes. 17% of you said Kendrick Lamar has the better platform, has the better catalog, and 83% said Lil Wayne. I mean, just going by numbers and going by maybe number ones and whatnot, I mean, Lil Wayne has a catalog, isn't he? But if you want to look at it as, is it vast enough? If I wanted to find something, I'd go, yeah, but Kendrick offers a little bit more when it comes to content, But yeah, who's got the better hits? Who's the better complete artist? I'd say.
But in a way as well, because it's today, man. There was a time where, like, I know it's not for everyone, but there was a time when people are rapping, people never give a rat's ass whatever you're talking about. Like, you know what I mean? They didn't care if you're going to tell a story. Everybody just bounced into, man. We had all them boys like, Weezy, Future, or even all them Future at the time. They were just rapping bubblegum kind of stuff. They're not telling you a story, but they're flossing and all that. But it was just fun. It was cool,
To be fair. Yeah, to be fair, he's right. Like, if you think about it, like the range of music, the music has become more dynamic, and people are now listening to lyrics a lot more.
Yeah,
and that's why you see there's a bit of a rise of like storytellers or actual lyricism, and that's why a lot of other people, like, remember when what's his name, Designer came out.
I was about to say that.
He was just making. No offense to him.
He was just making.
Hold on.
But see how he's out of all of like those people, he's dropped off. But then you see a lot of other people like Corday, like basically everyone else from his like XSL has, I guess,
has gone.
Flourished a bit more than him, just because we're trying to we actually want more music, and that's why it's like the whole catalog thing is such a weird it's such a hard one to actually like do over like one over the other, because like Kendrick, like as you said, like he conscious rap basically is where a variety of his sound comes from. But then he does dip into like ignorant stuff, like when he starts dissing people, like what was it? Was it Control? Was it the Control?
Yeah,
stuff like that. When he just decides to like, okay, let me show. If you want to talk hip hop, this is hip hop. That's what like people think. But then he's normally not in that lane, like J. Cole and them lots. And again, with Lil Wayne, it's like he has like stood the test of time, but again, I think it's just like different generations have different ideas of who's great. And I think for now, I think Ovi said it best, like for now, the hottest person is Kendrick. And that's what's going to bring the most tickets in, because at the end of the day, it's a business.
Yeah.
In all fairness, I still think Weezy brings tickets. I think it was Weezy was still going to bring tickets too. I think because it's Weezy, unless I think the thing about it is there's people in this world who, when you dig them up, they will bring tickets no matter what. You're talking about people like those designers. We knew about people like that they're just going to be one-hit wonders. They will be gone. But if you talk about like I think Weezy, if you like, even if you dug up 50 Cent, trust me, people might be laughing, but you're bringing in a Super Bowl. 50 Cent is 50 Cent. People will be bopping. They will be bopping, and it's just a certain people who I think even if you bring them up, they're still going to do something. Unfortunately, it looks like my goat Drake has denied multiple times to go to the Super Bowl. Big up to Drake.
He denied lies.
No, there's
this guy
story
my
to say
goat.
the guy has denied it. Obviously, that time he was on fire, so he was denying. When you're on fire,
who denies the Super Bowl, bro?
No one can.
That's what most of these guys are saying. These no something guys are like. His apparent rumors are he's actually denied it before. So now I'm starting to think: is there an issue between Drake and this Jay-Z guy which we don't know about? You know what I mean?
I don't think it's denied. I don't think there's anyone who'd say no to the Super Bowl. Everyone.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of artists who have said, apparently, big artists who have said no. I can't.
Like who?
Yeah. Like who? I don't think so. But you should realize a lot of people don't follow American football. A lot of people don't know how that game is played. But some people actually watch Super Bowl because they want to watch the halftime show. That's all. Yeah, and it's a lot of people.
I know it is, but I didn't even know. Like I used to know the Super Bowl, and I used to know that one of the guys used to ask me for time off at work, and I used to say, "Is it that big?" Because he used to get so serious. Man, the Super Bowl and this, I need time off at work. So that it's too big. Americans, this is their thing, and it's one of the biggest shows I hear because they were comparing with the numbers of FIFA, isn't it? Saying the World Cup, the Super Bowl is worth more than which is more.
Yeah, that's like just American centralism because it's nowhere close.
Nowhere near.
Did you see that? Did you see the comparison that World Cup between the Super Bowl, like views or something?
Nah. See, because football is easier to watch, and there's not so many stupid, complicated stuff.
Listen, Americans, listen here and listen clear. The world is further than America. The world is further than America. All right. Thank you very much. And it's bigger.
I'm pretty sure they could have still.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That's right. Yeah, you don't have to go like no, bro. Come down.
No, they need to know. They need to know. Okay, so Mr. Drew says, what's good? It says murder was the case, referring to Snoop Dogg.
That's a good song.
Yeah, very good song. RB says, way worse to sing along to a Millie rather than BPO Drizzy for Kenny being obsessed with Drake ass. Oh wow.
Lord,
welcome. RB has entered the room. Let's see. Gunja says Lamar will win. They are poor speaker. Oh, he said Jay-Z is a poor speaker. Drew Moore says, whose voice is that? We can't see his face. It's Bushido Brown. Let's see.
The type of whiz, if you pull I haven't seen her, was probably gonna see it. I can tell you, no, please, we want to listen to Amelie. That's true, bro.
Do you know what though? Do you know the thing about Kendrick is even if I don't know, I'm pretty sure the only thing is not like us. I think that's what's going to pump things because the other stuff when he's performing on stage, he's a very powerful performer, by the way. He does a lot of art when he's performing, like he always comes with a message. But he mustn't come there and start preaching. Because a lot of people don't like the preaching he does.
Nobody wants that for a Super Bowl. That's what like other people are saying, that the Super Bowl is a celebration, you know what I mean? If you try to go there and really trying to focus on trying to give a message, like people are gonna say like the show wasn't great, you know what I mean? Like
No, he's gonna start with some. I'm telling you, he's gonna start rapping something, and it's gonna switch to not like us. He's gonna start like one of these songs, and he'll switch because he likes doing that. He comes on stage all the time. He does some preaching, and then
not like us. She's gonna be there, obviously. Probably maybe the one. Like I seen a meme. They said from song 1 to song 10, it's just going to be. You said the list for the Super Bowl performance for Kendrick Lamar is out. Not like us.
10 times.
Oh yeah. Abi, on that list, I saw a few people who denied, who have denied. Apparently, some people just denied because apparently that time they were not. It wasn't. How can I say this? Most of the artists they denied when they're on fire. Oh, obviously Taylor Swift is still on fire, but even Adele denied it when she was on fire. So I'm pretty sure right now she would be like, I want that opportunity. You know, so when these guys were on fire.
But I say, Taylor now maybe Taylor now should do it because she's riding your man. What's his name?
Taylor Swift is big in America, man. I didn't know she's that big in America. She's one of the most powerful. Remember when Drake said she's the key gatekeeper. If she drops, you can't drop. I didn't know that she is, man. If she drops, you're not dropping on the same date with her.
Yeah, man. Tay is good, man. Tay is like she's the gatekeeper.
I want to have you heard of this Sabrina Carpenter? I didn't know. She's Carpenter, whatever her name is. From nowhere, this is also one of the biggest artists in America now, and everybody knows her.
Guys, so DJ TS, what was he gonna do? Was he just gonna? What was he gonna be doing?
I don't know who this Sabrina Carpenter is. She's like 25 years old. I don't know. America's big, man. So you can never know. You can never know.
Yeah, but
this Sabrina is 35. Why is she on fire now? Why is she all over? Like she's everywhere now, man. I'm even annoyed by her. She's everywhere. Guys, everywhere you go, she's there. Apparently, she's the next big thing. You know. She's 25. Not 35. Man. She's 25. She's 25.
So. You know, I was just trying to fact check RB's statement here about who declined it. So yeah, Adele did decline it. Taylor Swift did. Jay-Z did. Cardi B as well.
Who? Jay-Z did.
Yeah, 2009, Jay-Z declined it. So you know, I think.
Yeah, but 2009 it wasn't that hot as well. You know, for like the world. I know the world wasn't watching as much as they're watching now.
Yeah, but Jay-Z is Jay-Z. So you see, these are some of the people who can dig back.
But Jay-Z at that time, it was hot. And guys, I mean, like Super Bowl 2009, like a lot of people didn't really watch it even for the halftime show. You know what I mean? Like I remember watching it in 2009, but I mean, like it wasn't as big as now. Like a lot of people wouldn't get access to really watch the Super Bowl.
Are you sure? Are you sure? When did Michael Jackson perform in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, do you remember Janet Jackson and Justin with the incident? Wasn't that the Super Bowl?
2000. That was the Super Bowl.
It's always been big. It's always been big.
It's been quite big. But there was a time.
It has been a big event, but it's kind of like. It's overblown compared to what people think it is.
I think, and if you can tell by the denials, even if you look at the years, these guys, as I said, they denied when they were top. But right now, I think some people coming to them. Some of them are like Adele right now. I'm pretty sure she's taking that now. But that time she was fire. Yeah. It was difficult to get on the feature. I heard. So now she will say yes. To be honest.
Exactly. Even Outkast said no. Apparently, according to Big Boy of Outkast, it's crazy. But yeah, moving this along. Successfully failed to prove me wrong. No, I was just fact checking, you know, because the fact checker wasn't doing it. He seems to be very conflicted.
I agree with her. What do you mean? What more?
Because one guy didn't think these big guys would deny. These guys refused, man. I hear they refused, and I think the Super Bowl has taken offense to that because some of these guys have actually refused.
Yeah, I'm not refusing.
Nicki Minaj also refused. Nicki Minaj also refused, and Madonna.
Really? Well, maybe they're not putting Wayne on because Nicki refused, man.
Maybe that's what you're trying to do, isn't it? That you're doing it because of me. Anyway, you're moving on.
Yeah, let's move this on. I might play the Lil Wayne video at the end. So next one is Uncle. Let's talk about Unc. Big Unc Shannon Sharp, man. What was there?
Let's just before we go ahead, guys. Is it only me who can see this? But one time somehow, that looks like Unc in a way.
No, it doesn't.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie. No, that's cap.
Emotional, damn it!
What the hell?
I don't know. Maybe it's only me who can see.
It is definitely only you. Sorry.
Do I look like Unc? Do I look like Unc, guys? Come on. Yeah. So okay, let me just show you. Basically, Shannon Sharp, the guy who brought us the explosive Cat Williams interview, the one that exposed Diddy. Yeah, this man is how would you best describe? Former athlete. Former is he
NFL, isn't it? NFL.
Yeah.
He was playing NFL. He was playing NFL.
Former NFL tight end, Hall of Famer.
Yeah, Hall of Famer,
right? Sports personality, but also a content creator. So on one fateful night, more specifically, I think a few days ago, the man was engaged. Well, the man was accidentally live on Instagram, engaged in sexual activity, with a certain someone. The lady that you just saw. Apparently, she's 51 years old. Like, raw. She's looking after herself. But you could hear some very, I guess, for some disturbing audio. For some, you never know. So there was a lot of fallout from that. I think he just started trending from that point. So first of all, he said, "No, I haven't. I didn't." What did he say? He said, "First, I didn't. I got hacked. Basically, that's what he said. He said, "I got hacked. That wasn't me." Oh, blah, blah, blah. And then later on, he turned around and said, "Actually, no, that was me. I got to tell the truth." Right. So let me just play this video right quick. Right. Because apparently the man has also lost his job, which is weird.
Disappointed in myself, not for the act, but for to have the audio to be heard. My kids called them, I called my sister, but guys, this was not staged. Came in, I threw my phone on the bed, engaged in an activity. All of a sudden, people are calling me, "Shannon, you're on IG Live." They can hear. I'm like, "Doing what?" Like you were having sex. Man, my heart sank. It dropped. I said, I just got to tell them the truth. My phone wasn't hacked. It was me being active. I can't lie. I be on these sparks hard. Phone ring.
Unc. The memes that came out of that. Ovi, can you actually, Mr. Fact Checker, can you confirm if he lost his job at ESPN? Because Ovi before
he hasn't lost it yet.
Yeah, but they didn't put him on a show that he was supposed. They haven't fired him, but they've taken him out from. He didn't present or something. He didn't present or they had to put someone else. But they haven't said you're fired. But I've put him like on hold, that kind of. So basically, he didn't go for his shift. He didn't do his shift.
Yeah, he's doing it next. He's going to be on next week. So I think the disciplinary thing is going to happen.
Wow. Okay, interesting. If you're Shannon Sharp, in this situation, how do you explain it to your children, man? How do you explain it to everybody else? That's
everybody. I'll be like, "Son, how the fuck do you think you came in this world? How do you think you came in this world?"
This guy.
That's what I say to my son. I say, "Son, how the fuck do you think you came in this world, kid?"
Bro, this is embarrassing, man. This is embarrassing. This is like a reputable person, private life, and stuff. Yeah, and I'm glad Albie said it because a lot of people are saying, "Was it planned?" Because if you notice what I put in that picture, it said to go live on Instagram. There are several steps, So how is it an accident when, and all these things? So he's trying to write it off. So that guy who says DGBP says, "Do you know how many steps you have to go through before accidentally going live?" Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot of steps. I remember when we used to do. Remember the time when we used to do the IG shows and we used to swap. All of us, you used to take time. I remember I did it, and I was like, "Where am I supposed to go?" There's a lot of steps. Just say, I wanted to prove to the world that I'm not. I'm not thingy because
I'm not gay. Yeah, but it proves nothing. It proves nothing. You know what I mean? These days, it proves nothing. You could swing one way, but be of the majority. Come on now. He said. So RB says people called this man gay for so long that ain't no one alive that can convince me that he wasn't trying to prove a point. So this is what this is what a lot of people are talking about. They're like, "No, could it be this? Could it be that?" But I think the point is here. People with reputation, they have sex too. They're human beings. It's just obviously it was a bit mad. Gunya says in India, whoever speaks against the prime minister, they will be demonized and against the nation. Wow.
I swear. These comments, man.
Guys.
Hey, no, this is bad.
But
no,
I don't know what I don't know, man. It's quite funny though. It's just quite funny. To be honest with you, what's more funny is the vocals. As I told people, I think I was telling you guys on the PlayStation chat that those vocals are just funny. Like the Americans make me laugh. Every time you watch it, yeah, you heard him, isn't it? Why
who's that? Whose ass is this?
Yeah,
it's yours. It's yours.
That's what makes me laugh about Americans. Why do they always have to go that extra? You know what I mean? They go
you know what I mean? Like this is, you're not acting a porno. You know what I mean? Like,
and they always feel the need. Have you noticed this? They always feel the need to ask the person that whose thing is this, like whose that is.
Like,
are you? I mean, that makes me laugh.
Buddy, that's me too. That's the most funniest shit was that part. You know what I mean? Like, whose ass is this?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I remember there was a guy from Zambia. He was even telling us about the same thing, saying when he was young, he was watching the adult entertainment, and then he says he never knew like the American one. There's an American one. So it was the first time he watched the American one, and he says the guy had like a deep voice, and he was asking the girls like, "Yeah, what's your name?" And she said, Cindy, and then he's like, "Yeah, Cindy. Cindy, how old are you? How old are you, Cindy?" He's like, "Are you still 19?" He said, "No wonder you're 19. This is good. This is good." Like, what? You're like, what? I'm telling you, I sit back as like Americans and just like,
oh my God! But wait a minute.
What's Drew say?
Wait a minute, Patrick. Drew says, Patrick, does this mean you don't talk dirty? We have
no, you do.
But some of them is not necessary.
It's not necessary.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so one time, why? Okay, can I ask you something? One time, you have a wife, girlfriend, or somebody, or your partner. Why do you have the need to ask them that? Who does this belong to? Like, why?
Hold on a minute. I will answer that question. Okay. Well, okay. Let me answer it first.
Answer properly. Make sure you're in 4K when you're answering.
maybe, yeah. Maybe the person wants you to tell them that. You know, some women do that. They do the whole this is my stuff. You know what I mean? They do that. Like some people do it. Like I said a while ago. I said, you know, this relationship, whatever it is quite possessive. You know, some people feel good to, you know, for somebody to say, yeah, man, you're my person, or this is my that. But going back to this, Patrick, why are you swerving this? Why are you swerving? Where is that comment? Where's that? A few years ago, a few years ago on this very platform, Mr. Patrick said he dresses up as a Zulu warrior.
But you know what, man? They make me laugh, man.
My guy.
Like okay. Imagine one time he's saying, why, like that, even when that guy told us, we all laughed, and people said, try to find the video, and people, I think they found it. This guy, remember, man, this guy was like some buff guy with a voice, and he's like, yeah, you just turned 19. That's good. That's like, maybe
is it necessary?
I was like, maybe if you wanted, if you didn't trust the guys who were shooting that she's actually 19, but he asked the whole age, and this conversation was about her life. He asked everything about her life, but he was still in the moment. He's like, yeah, happy birthday. I'm just saying, man, he'll make me laugh. And then you know what makes me laugh is the people say it sounds like a bear, like somebody being attacked by a bear.
Yeah, man. You should see the comments of the live, man. It's like this was absolutely like this was hilarious. The comments are more hilarious than listening to the sound because people are just flying. It's like, oh my, what came like Ank doing the dirty.
Yeah.
How does it even like? I don't know.
I don't know. It just came. Now that crushes the rumors about Ank. You know, remember because the rumors going around.
How does it start though? Because look, I don't get it. He says he threw his phone down and then went live. But I'm thinking about it. How did the video start? Because I just saw. I just saw some of it and I just switched it off. But I was like, how does it start? Does it start somebody holding a phone? Because how does he throw the phone on the floor at the beginning? Because you get what I'm trying to say. How does the video just start randomly? And I don't get it. I just don't understand, man. This it's quite funny that he's claiming that at least he could have stuck with somebody hacked me. I think I could have said
that,
okay.
Yeah, but he's trying to say that in pocket, like that's not a pocket dial, you know. It's not like,
well, going off what RB just said there, realistically, if you took a selfie on IG, the live button is just a swipe away. Hold on a minute.
IG story.
On an IG story, yeah. Let's try this right quick. What?
Hey, Patrick, whose ass is this? And the way he was talking, the way he was saying, whose ass is this? And then she was dead.
Okay, yeah. She has a point, but yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you could swipe. Like if you've got your camera on, the live thing is just over there. You know, it's over there.
So you just have to swipe to the right, yeah.
Yeah. So if you swipe, but not swipe at the bottom.
Is that
just swipe?
Is that also for us Android users or it's only for you iPhone users?
This is the app. This is not Apple. This is not nothing. Do you know what I mean?
No, we just want to establish because, like, you know, because you guys think like you're great, but you're not really great. We are the great ones. You know what I mean?
This is not about that. Drew says, Ovi, you don't make sounds. What is going on?
Yeah, the sounds. Like obviously the sounds. But guys, if you play this video, these sounds were like, okay, dude, like, I could just like you can't run away. You could hear it's him. That's him. This is Shannon right now. He's getting dirty.
That accent,
yeah, you could hear he's getting dirty. And another one just came. Uncle, you getting fired?
No, but you know what?
You're getting fired tomorrow.
Fair play to him though for jumping on immediately on it before it other people did it. You know how he jumped on his own podcast, the no cap thing, and then he jumped on it and decided talking about it. I think that was smart because the more you delay with those things or the more you keep quiet, people just assume things, you know. But I don't know, man. He'll be good, man. That Shay show is hot right now. So no matter what, he'll be good. Even somebody said he'll.
Yeah, no, he's not gonna be cancelled over going live accidentally for like it'll be different if he was doing if it was something. It's not. Come on, yeah. As you said, like everybody fucking gets it right. You know what I mean? He just fucked up. It came live. That's it. You know, I don't think it'd be fair to even fire him from his job. You know what I mean?
I think came live. That's pause. It came live. You didn't get it there.
This guy. What's wrong with y'all, man? What's wrong? Yeah, I mean, you know, the funny thing is how they found this woman, you know, because the video doesn't show anyone, it just voices, but they went and found this woman, you know, look through the followers because they called her Michelle, but her name is not on the thing, you know, like when they looked her up, her name is not, it's not on the profile. Well, it's not like in the act is not at Michelle. Do you know what I mean? Somebody had to do some digging to go.
That's why the internet is a scary place.
Yeah,
man.
but guys, would you be surprised that Michelle herself made it possible for people to know it's her? You know what I mean? Like everyone is looking for easy fucking fame these days, guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is
what I mean.
What I thought.
She can try to make like if she just tries to expose herself to one person, that person to actually get out the information, say this is the girl. And then eventually she says, what's up? Now, what's the next thing that's going to happen? Everybody's going to follow that girl. You look at that girl, that picture, going to be like, God damn it, let me follow this girl. Let me see what's the story. She's getting followers. You know what I mean? The next thing you know about...
These days anymore, though. I'm talking about RB. A lot of people, remember, a lot of people tried the Kim thing. After Kim, it didn't work out for them. A lot of girls tried the sex tape after Kim. It doesn't work out anymore these days. It doesn't. Trust me, it doesn't.
No, these days it just works out as another because you see that time it was so hard because it wasn't that easy as it is today to access to other pornographic stuff. That time it was a big deal.
What up?
What's up, Drew?
God.
But
I'm compelled. I'm compelled to join. I'm like, listen. Leave the old guy alone, man.
Leave Uncle alone, huh?
Yeah, come on, man.
I don't think anybody's on him, though. I don't think anybody is on him. I think people are just making fun of it, but I haven't seen anybody go serious.
But I got two questions.
Mm.
Patrick, do you not talk dirty?
Yeah, but not to that American
Not
level.
not that type of extent. No,
Drew,
if you do that, we should be concerned about you because
I do talk dirty. I do talk dirty.
So, like,
it's part of the game. It's part of the game, right? It's part of the game.
So he can tell us that he talks dirty.
Yeah. Did you hear what? Did you hear the video? Did you hear what your man was saying? Yeah.
I heard it. Yeah, I heard it.
Did you hear? So you are a type of man. You pull out some shit without context. Like you should be worried about yourself.
Listen. The only time I don't do I don't talk dirty like who's your daddy is when I'm screwing an orphan, because that could go a different way.
What?
No.
Lord Jesus.
He said the only time it doesn't say who's your daddy is when he's screwing an orphan. I don't even.
So I said,
seriously, imagine picture that you're busy saying you going like, who's your daddy? And she's like, I don't know the motherfucker.
Yeah,
I don't think it goes. This is why I tell you that. This is why I shared that man who was asking this girl why he's on camera in a porn shoot. You're like, come on, man. So ask you, like, where are you from?
Right.
I'll send it to you on video. You're gonna laugh. He was like, where are you from?
All right. Question number two. Ov.
Yeah.
Don't you make sounds?
No, nobody said about the sounds, bro. We're talking about the way he was coming across when he was talking. Like he was talking dirty. That shit. I don't shit. Like he's talking dirty, but that shit didn't. That shit literally sounded dirty. You know what I mean? It sounded dirt.
But that's the whole point. That's the whole point of dirty talk. That's the whole point.
No. It doesn't. It's not supposed.
You don't have to say like, "Oh, I like you like chocolate." "Oh, I like you like banana." It's dirty talk. That's the whole point of dirty talk.
Is there anybody else weirded out right now? Anybody?
Nah, bro. I just I don't know, man. Guys, I think this guy is in the same category with Ankh. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised if this guy would pull some slant like that. I swear to God. You know what I mean?
So, Drew, there's a question for you. Do you fill out forms with them before the deed, Drew? The orphan one. Do you feel are you an orphan? Are you the
obviously there has to be some sort of what you call a contract.
How do you know when you go to a pub or you go out and you pick up a woman, and how do you know? Do you ask her before you have sex, are you an orphan? Or how do you realize? Since you talk dirty.
These days, it's inevitable. Yeah, you have to.
Do you give a rim job?
Please,
no.
Okay.
What?
Moving on.
Are you guys going to? Since you're talking about big events, please tell me one time you're going to talk about this comedy show we saw between Trump and
oh yeah.
Oh my God.
They're eating the dog, they're eating the cats, they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. Where did you see it? And I saw it on TV. Seriously. Did the presidential candidate just say I saw it on TV? He said I saw it on TV, it must be right. It must be right.
But that's most of America though. That's most of America.
Man, it's
okay. So I think Harris and Trump like each other. There's some sort of infatuation going on between them. There's some energy going on between them. They should just get it over with and dress each other and do it.
What do you mean?
I have my own opinion.
Are you
Kamala and Trump?
Yeah.
She despises that man. Have you seen that?
Yeah, right.
This guy.
I mean, despise is also a number one signal that someone likes you.
This man is.
That's not how it works in real life.
You know, Drew, is everything okay? Consent forms, noises, telling us about things about how people hate you and all these things. I'm just like, it's like, are you leaving some crumbs?
I don't think anybody. I don't think there's a lot of people who hate me. I don't think a lot of people love me.
Wow,
that's true.
Okay. You know,
if there's a particular individual out there who hates me,
contact you immediately. They should contact you.
That is their own problem.
He'll drop his details. He'll drop his details in the comments.
They should see him. They should see him in his office. You know what I
mean, even orphans like me. I mean, the last situation with an orphan, I had to, sort out the situation. I said, listen, I'm not gonna ask that question anymore. Who's your daddy? This time around, I'm gonna be like, who's your brother?
This man.
That's terrifying.
This man, red card. Do you have a yellow card? Please,
can we throw this guy under the jail? Is the option still there?
Under
the jail.
Mr. Bushidi Brown, give this guy a yellow card, please.
Yellow card, actually red card. This said he's banned.
Sin bin.
So what did you think? Go and tell yourself, because man, I don't watch those debates. The last time I watched was Obama and somebody. What's that? Who did Obama go against? I think I watched. That's the one we watched because my dad was interested in that. But the quality has gone down recently.
Yeah.
Like especially, and it's Trump. The quality has gone down. So Trump.
Trump. I swear, Trump goes out there for pure jokes. Like he. That guy is not serious at all.
But he believes it. He says the current.
Yeah, no. He says shit. No, I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. He's that delusional. Like, whatever the shit he says, he really believes in what he's saying. Like, he comes out of nowhere and say something that has never happened. You remember when you're saying about her being black? I never say that. I don't care if she was black. If she is black, if she was black tomorrow, it's not my business.
He throws a slight thing. But I think her parents are Indian.
yeah, exactly. And then he says, I read it somewhere that she wasn't black, and then now I heard she said she was black, so I had to say about it. But still, now it doesn't make a difference to me. She is black. She's not black. If she's black tomorrow, but her parents can be Indian.
I'm just saying. Look, I was fascinated because I was like, America. The choices you have in America, and if this man becomes president, because I thought it was a given. Remember the one time when he got shot? I was like, after he got shot, I was like, I think this is gonna win him.
Yeah. People are gonna be like,
it's as if he's taken over from Biden. It's because remember Biden.
I swear, I promise that him getting shot. Okay, I know. Yes, after all this, they said, yeah, I still think that was a bit of a fucking setup or something, guys. Because
people are zooming into his ear, right? It's okay. There's no scar.
But for me, it's not about even like reading stuff. Like, I don't think in the right mind, guys, nobody on this earth, after trying to get shot, can actually turn around and be good. Like,
but that's Trump. That's the character.
No, right? It doesn't matter how crazy you are.
Seriously, I think that was staged.
I swear to God.
They're saying there's nothing on his ear. You know that, right? They keep saying there's
nothing. I have all the reasons to believe that thing was staged.
Me too, man. Me too, 100%, man.
Yeah, because you know what? If he has the reputation that somebody wanted to kill him, obviously he's an important person. And before the election, if you want to get assassinated, it means you are the important figure within the election. So that was all staged. Like,
even after all those court proceedings of all the Secretary General of the what you call it, the intelligence agency, I still find it rubbish. I will start supporting.
It's just.
I mean, listen here. With today's technology and the advancement of weapons, right? There is no way a skilled assassin would miss a shot.
But the guy wasn't an assassin, though.
He wasn't a skilled assassin. He was a person that is really good at shooting. He goes to the gun range and he's really good at shooting from certain ranges. But as well,
if you go to a gun range and you're good at shooting, you are good at what you do. I have been to a gun range. I know I can shoot, right? And if you aim to shoot to kill, there is no way you target the ear.
Yeah, but you're saying that yet some of us have been playing FIFA since FIFA 98 and we still get dunked on FIFA.
That'll make you perfect.
that thing is perfect.
Just as a matter of fact, I have 25 already. Yeah. So yeah, if you mean about if you're trying to talk about me.
what you're saying right there is the same thing as saying watching pornography automatically makes you good in bed.
This man has flipped it somewhere again.
Right. Okay.
But that's what you're saying right there.
Like Abby said, I will start a support group for Drew's conquests and therapy because it sounds like he's making some damage.
Oh my God.
Abby says it was an 18-year-old kid, Drew. Why are you acting like they sent the Ninja Turtles out to get drunk?
Perfect. Hey, guys, you mean 18-year-olds don't know how to shoot these days? Come on, let's be serious.
Technically, you can have a gun and still not be able to properly shoot.
No, I think I think Drew, it's easy to say that you can shoot someone, but even when I watched the video and I heard the sound, I've been on a range myself, right, several times. And when I heard the way he fired the shots, it didn't sound like somebody who knew what they were doing. I'll be honest with you, because you could tell that, for people that know what snapping a trigger is, he was just shooting like he's playing a video game. Basically, there was no rhythm to his shooting. So I knew straight away that this is not a trained shooter.
Another observation, because I've been observing this shooting thing also. Another observation. When the shots were fired, or the first shot was fired, right? There was 2 women behind Donald Trump with their cell phones, and one of them was actually smiling when it was happening. She was busy recording and she was smiling. Listen, if someone is shooting and you're right behind the president and someone is shooting at him, do you even have the time to record and smile? I mean, it's a gun, it's a bullet, for crying out loud. But you'll be fighting to get down so that you don't get hit as well. But these 2 women were with their cameras like this and film it and smiling.
But Drew, these are the same people that believe immigrants eat people's cats. Do you know what I mean?
I'm hearing about that in Ohio. It's happening a lot in Ohio.
There's songs everywhere. I think let me say.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I posted.
Did you see the songs? There's the song. There's even a clip.
But see, some people eat cats, so guys. Like, I can't blame them.
I mean, I can only say one thing though. Like, never believe what you see on the mainstream media. Like, mainstream media. No,
it's so mainstream. Man, I met someone, right? I met someone, right? I'm not going to mention the continent where he's from because you know what I mean. And this guy showed me a full on how they catch cats and how they eat cats and how they prepare them. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? You for real? He's like, yeah, man. They're just as meat as God. As meat, you know what I mean? And how many people? Guys, for a second, I kind of thought this way that I can't eat today, but I've eaten before I've tested them. Rats, you know what I mean? Rats, which is bewa. Yeah?
Bewa.
Yeah, but you allow me, we eat bewa. We eat bewa. Don't go, don't be shocked, like, you know what I mean?
Even I'm going to first to my bewa.
But I thought for a second, like, yeah, I eat rats, and some people when I mentioned them, they'll be like, God, what? Whoa. You know what I mean? It's the same with cats. I can't eat a cat. For them, it's normal. You know what I mean? That's where they are. So probably some people have seen immigrants like that who are immigrated into the country.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And
now, again, not to say anything wrong about Americans, because I know of some very discerning Americans who are like very, mentally okay. But the majority of Trump voters are not discerning people. They're not discerning people. And Trump knows, and this is his political strategy, right? This is in his mandate to make sure that he targets those people so that they vote for him. There's a documentary called Trump Voters. Have you seen that documentary?
No.
You should look it up. It's a very good documentary. It's made by by a Norwegian documentarist. Actually, he was out there just talking to Trump supporters, basically just trying to get to know them. The majority of these people, right? They don't even know that Africa has cities.
Yeah, but
they think that we still live with elephants and monkeys in the city.
So are you trying to tell me
is
that
it not
Trump
the same way you are?
Like here, you can do something in America, like you can say certain things that people will believe. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, you can. America can believe anything.
Yeah, but it's not in America, bro. Like it says people that don't travel. Here, in Europe, I mean Ireland, bro. There are people today. They still. Until today, you can meet people, and the first thing they will think is of Africa. They'll just think it's Nigeria. You told them, "Oh, I'm from Malawi." They're like, "What, Malawi? Where is that?"
You know why I'm saying Americans
is that in Nigeria? Is that in Nigeria?
Let's look at Kamala Harris, okay? Not so long ago, last year, she mentioned something to say the American government is going to protect Israel and make sure that Israel protects itself, even if it comes to funding a war, right? What is her tone today?
Oh, her tone has changed.
It has drastically changed, bro. The tone today is like, oh, we need to go in and make a change. So this is just to say,
Drew, look at this
thing. This is just to say,
I can't believe this came back full circle. This came back.
People keep receipts.
I've been saying, meanwhile, some have never seen a zebra in real life. Don't know what you're talking about. Don't know who you're talking about.
I mean, let's not go to the past. The past is the past. But anyway. Harris, her tone has changed. Her tone has changed right now. She's saying now that we need to go in. Yeah.
Drew, hold on a minute. This is what politics is, though. It
doesn't have to be that way, though. It doesn't have to be that way.
It doesn't, but it's politics. Do you remember Bakili Muluzi?
The guy said he's gonna buy people shoes, man. Literally, people sat there.
You promised people shoes, and people never thought that.
Give me shoes. They're like,
how the fuck does he know our sizes?
Give me.
That's what he told them. That's what he told them later on. He said that.
And people believe it because if I just woke up right now, one time is my friend, Patrick is my friend. We've hung around for a long time. I bet you shit not. I don't know his foot size. You know what I mean? This guy was promising a crowd. I am buying you shoes, and everybody was excited because this girl from the village.
We're gonna vote for him. It's not just America.
We'll get shoes.
It's not just America. So
this guy,
Muluzi and Trump had one thing in common.
Muluzi would take a big track of maize to say that guys come to go. I'm going to be distributing maize, and the rally will be packed. Before the rally is finished, the track is gone. Let's bring it to the next rally.
Honestly, the art of politics, sometimes is illusion, and also, especially in America, it's red, blue, or left versus right. It's very there are not a lot of people that are in the middle.
Yeah, that's some people who just say yes to everything just because they side they support.
Yeah,
like that's why to sway somebody has to do something big. Like Biden, after the issue that happened to him, that swayed people a lot towards Trump. I think Trump was looking at the hero. Now it looks Trump is the one who has taken Biden's position by saying someone. Because I think if he went against Biden again, he was going to win. But I think now the fact that somebody sat there and looked at him as he spoke that rubbishness, because people always argue with him, So when you argue with Trump, you look silly. But she sat there. I think she was advised to allow him to kill himself. And people heard and said, this guy speaks nonsense. Because one of the Trump supporters spoke out on Twitter saying, man, I was with this guy, but I don't understand. I think he's also having this syndrome.
America is obsessed with narrative, very obsessed with the narrative. So they'll jump on whatever it is. They'll tell you they believed in it since they were born. But tomorrow, if the narrative changes, they'll be like, I'm for this now. I'm a changed person. What about last time? Forget about that. How many times you know, have you heard about America bombing a place? They tell you this is for freedom. We need to free the insurgents. You know what I mean? Like, this is what is going on. We need to, you know, whatever it is they say. Oh no, Hamas is this, or this is that. Every time this happens, you know, and we sit there and we eat it up. It's not just the Americans.
There is a model. There is a model that the American politicians are following, right? Number one, good cop, bad cop. They're all the same. There's no blue, there's no red. They're all the same. Yeah. The Senate, however they might seem different, they meet in the background where people don't see. They meet up, they drink whiskey together. And that's a fact. Okay. Now, how do we convince the people that they have a choice, right? So that we don't make them see that they're not consumers, but they are a product. Because American people are just products.
Well,
they're products being sold.
But you're the one turning.
They're not consumers.
But you're
so this is,
and he also said, one of the panelists has already said, if you vote for me, there'll be no tax on overtime.
No, he's serious on that. You know that, right? He's standing on that, apparently.
But bro, he's standing on that shit. But
wait a minute. Isn't this the same guy who promised that they're going to build a fence, and when it was time to build it, he said, "How do you think they're going to build such a big fence?"
China was going to pay for it.
He said Mexico should pay for it. Yeah. These guys are trying to get into your country. They're hardly going to start paying for that.
Mexico should pay for it.
Did you see what he said that time? He's like, I went for dinner with the Taliban. I went for dinner with them. That was just so. That was poor. That was a mistake.
Yeah. So
then he goes, Putin has got very dangerous weapons, nuclear weapons. I know he has them. We know he has them.
You know what? And you know what makes sense? Did you hear the threat? Did you hear the threat one time? And I told him, and I showed him his house. That's all I did. Showed him his house. The Taliban leader. I said, then he asked me, "What is this?" He's like, I didn't say anything else, but I showed him his house, and I told him if there's any issues. That guy is guy. You know what, man? Look, as bad as he is entertainment, and that's a good threat though. Just showing somebody their house. You know how of a threat that is. It's like, how do you know where my house is?
Because I know where you live. I know where you live.
I thought I was laughing at first, and I sat down and said, "Man, that's cold." Imagine, Drew, I just sent you a picture of your house, and I've never seen your house, and I'm like, "Be careful," and you're like, "What?"
Yeah. You know what I think is happening right now? This is gonna sound crazy. It's gonna sound crazy it's gonna sound really crazy. Trust me.
This is a bad time.
What's happening right now? What's happening right now?
Wait
And it's
Drew said it's going to sound crazy, crazier than what you've been saying. Right.
Crazier than I'm usually am.
Hold on to something.
What's gonna happen right now? What's gonna happen is we're gonna get wave of these what you call them conspiracy theorists that are going to come out and they're going to say the earth is flat and we've been lied to this whole time.
What's going on now?
This information, hang on a second. This information, is not out yet because we are busy. Excuse me, I haven't finished yet. We have been diverted right now to a different direction. Yeah. That we are supposed to look at Donald Trump and whatever is going on around the world because this information is there.
Thank you very much. But has anybody watched the SpaceX video that came out this week? The one that, So, okay, I was going to get into this, but I'll just briefly mention it. Basically, SpaceX launched a spaceship for commercial purposes. So what they're trying to do is prove to NASA that they can send spaceships to Mars or wherever it is for cheaper price and make them commercial. Because at the minute, NASA,
like a commercial flight, just so you can just jump in.
Yes. So for NASA, it costs about $2 billion to launch a spaceship to space, basically. But for SpaceX, it cost them $62 million, right? So it's a fraction of what NASA spends, right? So obviously what happened recently was the first commercial spacewalk. Yeah, so that's what happened recently. So again, what Elon Musk wants to do is create a second destination and all these things, you know what I mean? He's trying to I guess, inhibit another place in case something happens on Earth. I think he's watched a lot of galactical films, and he thinks, you know what? If she hits the fan, I got somewhere else I can go, right? So when you see that video, right, because it's a long video, when you see that video of this guy doing the spacewalk, you can clearly see Earth is round. So I don't know how many people, it's just right there. So I don't know how many people, Drew, right, that are gonna come out and keep saying the Earth is flat. Just slap them for us, please. Just
listen. I am leaning towards the fact that Earth is flat.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I am leaning towards. I am leaning towards the fact that
Bushido.
SpaceX capsule are astronauts.
Yeah, I've got the video right.
Do you see how
astronauts from a SpaceX capsule are carrying out the first ever commercial spacewalk?
First out of the hatch, Jared Isaacman, a 41-year-old billionaire entrepreneur and the mission's commander. He got right to work moving his arms around to test the mobility of these new spacesuits, one of the major objectives of this mission. SpaceX completely redesigned the spacesuit to make this moment possible. After about 12 minutes, he lowered himself back inside. And next up, Sarah Gillis, a SpaceX engineer who for years has trained astronauts. Now she's one herself. Gillis is one of 2 SpaceX employees on this ship, both women who on this flight have traveled farther from Earth than any other women in history. SpaceX's long-term goal is to colonize the moon and Mars. And for that, it says it'll need thousands of these spacesuits. So this morning's spacewalk is the first step in developing that capability. The Polaris Dawn mission, if all things go well, scheduled to splash down this weekend.
You see, the funny thing about this, I know, and you know, the funny thing, what makes me laugh is every time when you watch the movies and these space things, there's always a disease they go get there. It's actually funny that actually people who've gone to caves, apparently caves that have been abandoned, they come from there, they get sick, you know that, right? And the sickness they have can't be cured. I was watching this documentary where people have gone to these frozen caves and they have unearthed something that's bad. What I'm trying to say is these travels, I'm telling you, somebody will carry something from there. We'll bring, because you don't know that, obviously, you don't know what you can get out there. But anyway, I don't know. The moon thing, remember, has always been said it's fake. So finally, maybe we'll actually see actual people on the moon, since they say the first landing was fake.
Can I say something about the moon landing, which I kind of concur. I concur with the people that are saying the first moon landing was fake. Okay, can I say a few facts that I think we juggle with
I'm gonna crush you on these points.
Hang on. Okay, so number one, how many people went on that ship to the moon?
I don't know.
2, right?
Yeah, it was 2. I think so. There's 2.
It was 2. Okay, so they went up there. 2 of them. However, there was a camera already filming the first person that got out of that ship to be the first person to land on the moon. He was already being filmed. Who was the person that was filming that person that landed? That was the first one to walk on that moon.
Wait. There's 1, 2. There's 1, 2, 3. 3
was
people.
Aliens. Okay.
It was
right.
Party.
It says 3 people. Commander Armstrong.
It says Musk. Okay. Now, if it's 3 people, of course it's 3 people. Who was the first one that got out of that ship? Because in the video we see Armstrong getting out, and that's the first man on the moon, right? Who was filming him? That's number one. Number two, when the ship was returning, who was filming? Who was that guy that was left behind filming them go back to the Earth?
Superman.
They can put the cameras. But my biggest one is this one. My biggest one is about the phone. The way they were able to talk on the phone. Like today we've got 5G, guys, and sometimes I can be somewhere in the bush and it's very hard to communicate with one tally. Patrick's in Dublin. That time there was not even 5G. There was no 5G. This guy picked up a phone and were talking proper.
Thank you.
You do know satellite phones exist, right?
Satellite phones,
of course they exist.
High frequency
radios.
Then why don't they just make the phones today like that so we don't have network drops?
because they were this big. They were this big, and then they were this big. These
No,
well, today with technology, they should be able to make them this small.
No,
5G. Today there's 5G. One time,
but they don't.
You and me, one time we can talk on WhatsApp, and sometimes the phone can drop because I'm passing somewhere in the bush.
Okay. No, do you know what the thing is? Have you heard of that that concept of people only care about the product but forget about the process? Right now you're doing that. You're just forgetting. We don't really, as like consumers, know what goes into making them. We don't know how much the materials are, how hard it is to actually make them, how many were made at the time. That's why a lot of like military-based things stay military. That's why you see like all those like special weapons like missile rail guns and stuff like that. We don't know how long, we don't know how many they are, because there's a finite amount of probable materials.
Oh yeah, you're right. You know, like these guys can have, like, remember how this brings me back to the iPhone, where people say iPhone had all this technology, but they're just keeping it. They just release it in gaps.
Okay.
But apparently they've had all this planned out. Like they say, a lot of technology companies, as the voice of reason is saying, like they hide all this stuff. So you never know that technology. Back in the days, you might think it was backward. No, it was backward for us consumers. They never gave us
exactly. They don't give us everything.
Yeah.
They don't.
Okay, I've got more. Hold
on a minute. That's a very good point, Patrick, because VR has been around for years. Like 4 years. It's only now that it's there for public consumption. But the prototypes, I bet you even the military was using them. You know what I mean? Before we were.
And
a lot of things have been made for the military.
So what else are they hiding from us?
A lot.
Okay, we don't have that long to talk about everything that people are hiding.
Okay, now let me say one more thing about this flat Earth thing. That's gonna even make you, it's gonna marinate a lot in your brains when we leave this podcast. You will be thinking about it, and maybe, just maybe, you might consider looking. I'm
not considering it. I'm sorry.
I mean,
if I keep on going straight, I'm gonna fall at some end. Yeah.
No, you're not gonna fall, because it's a continuation of land.
Okay. No. No, I just want to know.
Continuation of land.
If I stay in the same line, I'm gonna hit a wall, or am I gonna fall?
No, you're not gonna fall down. It's a continuation of land. You're just gonna keep going, because the land goes as further as possible as it can.
So you're telling me if I had to go straight, if I went straight and I didn't go even from this point, I wouldn't end up on the. Would I end up on the same point or no?
No, you wouldn't. No one has proven that. No one has proven that. No one has started from the center of Africa and went round and came back to the same center. Nobody has done that in the history of the world. No one has done that.
It's very hard to keep that straight.
No. Okay, so I was gonna say
what happened? So about the sun, what happens? Like, do you go upside down, or what's the story for this side to be sunny and this side to be dark?
No, the sun is just a light in the air.
So we go like this.
Okay, so
the Earth is not moving.
You know what, guys?
Let me say something.
No. I'm gonna stop you guys here, and I'm gonna close the show out. Chichewa word of the week, please, because if we keep doing this, we'll be here all day.
Nyambalo. No, Nyambalo. No,
Mr. Bushido Brown. Chichewa word of the week, please, sir.
Okay. Okay. Talking finish in Antambo is too good.
You've done that one before. Don't worry about it. You've done that one before.
Did you do that one already?
Yeah, you did that one before.
Okay, Brain for himself put the simmer in the water. Okay. Brain for himself put the simmer in the water.
Something relating to maybe something we spoke about today. I hope it's not about the Earth.
Yes, I'm telling you, Wagwesa Olesi. We have been dropped lazy by everything that's been said today. We have flabbergasted by all the stories.
That's a lot.
Guys.
Let's go Ulesi, as in lazy. Yeah,
Ulesi.
You're sounding like Patrick.
Come on, guys. Have you heard of the no-flight zones?
Please just put some.
Yeah. So if you haven't heard about the no-flight zones, do your research, find out about the no-flight zones, and find out why if Africa, for example, South Africa is closer to Australia as we see it on the globe, why is there no direct flight from South Africa to Australia?
Because it's further than the map tells you it is, and Africa is bigger than the map tells you.
There you go. There you go. There you go. If we're round, South Africa and Australia should be closer. If we're round, but the flight has to go from South Africa to Asia and then down to Australia. Why?
Because they can do it. It's because it's commercial. How people are paying for their flights. No. Flights don't work that way. There's a flight. If it was that easy, there would be a straight flight from England to Malawi. But because we are so broke, we cannot. There was before. But why is he no longer there? Yeah, we can't accommodate it. We can't accommodate it. So it's not accommodated.
They came into the picture.
Financially, it means financially it can be accommodated to go directly that way.
Crazy.
Simple.
Okay. RB said, how do you? RB says, how do you say crazy uncle in Chichewa? I will write it down for you now.
Uncle, let me sell out. Uncle, because everybody has got a crazy uncle. Everybody has got a crazy uncle in their family. So yeah.
Uncle Ozezega.
Malume Amisala.
Malume Amisala. Yeah.
Is that the Chichewa word for the?
Yeah. Do you know what? Yes. Forget the Olesi one. Malume ndigufuna Kugona. Okay, she wants to sleep. So Malume Amisala means crazy uncle. Okay, guys, listen.
For a second, I thought you said Ndigufuna Kugona, and I was like, what?
Right. Thank you very much, guys.
Yes.
Thank you very much for coming on. The roundup. This has been dope. We're gonna keep doing this. Thank you for the input, Drew. No, thank you for this earth round shit.
Stupid, dumbass nigga.
But guys,
this nigga dumb. This nigga is so dumb.
Smash a like, man. Thank you, Mr. Fact Checker, and thank you, Patrick, for coming on. Thank you, Drew, for all
there's the Chichewa saying what Mr. Anna on Kondo.
Right. The crazy person saw the wall. Laters, guys. Peace.